Welcome back, everybody. This is Mr. Storm, and this is going to be the final video for our Gravity game. In this video, we are going to build a couple new levels. I will show you how quick it is to build new levels now that we have, now that we've already set up the entire game engine and everything's working the way it's supposed to. So we'll build some levels. We will also set it up for, we will build and export this game to turn it into an actual playable game. And then I will show you how to put all those files together to put it on a flash drive, give it to a friend, or turn it in for your assignment for this class. So without further ado, let's jump into it. So we have level 1 here. I actually want to create a new level. So I'm going to create a new scene. Where are we? Scene. There we go. I'm going to call it level_2. And then I'm going to open up level 2. First thing, I want to level. So this level sprite, this level 2 sprite, make sure it's set to 16 pixels per unit. Make sure the filter is off, and I will drag it out and pop it in there. Okay. And then my camera, I want to scale that up so that I can actually see it, or I can actually see my level. Okay, that's roughly about good. Looks good to me. All right, now I need to start bringing in some people, or I need to bring in some prefabs. Let's go into my prefabs. First thing I want, obviously, is the beginning checkpoint. And then I'm going to want a player pretty much right on top of there. I'll drag another checkpoint right about here. And then I will drag an end level right about here. And the nice thing is, because these are prefabs, I don't even have to worry about configuring anything. They all have their box colliders. They all will behave the proper way because we have one script in this entire game and it's set to our player and our player's in there. So everything's going to work properly. All right. Now the only time consuming thing in here is going to be these spikes here. I want to make sure the spikes go where they're supposed to go. And there's going to be quite a few of them. So this could be a little bit time consuming, but it's not going to be too bad because all we have to do really is create one and then duplicate it. And then the nice thing is whenever you're hovering over an object, you can hold V, and V allows you to set the snap area. So notice how whenever I'm dragging and my snap is set to the top corner, I can just pull it right out and it'll snap it exactly where it's supposed to go. Control D, hold the V, snap it out. Control D, hold the V, snap it out. Pretty easy stuff. Hold V, snap it out. Control D, hold V, snap. And again, it's a little bit tedious, but it's really not that terrible. It only takes a couple seconds to get all of this in there. Okay, so now I have a whole pit of spikes. If my character falls in there, he's going to die a terrible death. And look, I'm already getting a lot of spikes here, so let's create an empty, and we'll call it spikes. Rename spikes, and then we'll drop all of our spikes in there so that we can organize them in the right places. All right, now with all of these spikes selected, what I can do is I can Control C and Control V to basically duplicate them, bring them up. I will, I'll put some right here, make this area just a little bit more difficult, and then I can grab, what, 3 or 4 of them? Looks like about 3. Let's do, if you hold Control, you can select individuals, and then rotate these on the Z-axis. Drop those right there. Okay, so now this level's done. You know, it's a little more difficult than the first level, and it allows us a little bit more, I don't know, fun. So that level's done. Let's go into the build menu, the build settings, and we'll add that scene there. And all we have to do, oh, last thing, real quick. First of all, let's make sure this checkpoint is still named checkpoint. Now normally I would recommend using tags for this instead of names because of this, because whenever you create duplicates of something, it adds them in. But you know what, for this game, this is totally fine. We just have to remember to rename all these things whenever we're done making them. Okay, so make sure all of our spikes are V and all of our checkpoints are checkpoint. All right, let's save this scene. And we'll save our project while we're at it. Let's go into our scenes and create a new level. Create scene. Call this level 3. Level 3. And same thing. Go to our sprites. Check our level. Make sure it's set to 16. Make sure the point is off. All right, boom, boom, boom. Bring that in. Scale up our camera because this is a much bigger level. Let's scale up our camera. Okay, that's pretty good. Alrighty, and then let's do this. Let's add some checkpoints. So go back to our prefabs, add a couple checkpoints, and let's bring that down. Add our player. We'll add a checkpoint here. And we'll add another checkpoint up here as well. Add our end level right here. And then we can drag in some spiky spikes. That's roughly where I want it. Looks pretty good to me. And I'm going to go ahead and organize this stuff real quick. I'm going to create an empty, and I'm actually going to call this, call this checkpoints to put, because now I have 3 checkpoints in the level. I want to put those in their own thing. And then I can hit all those, checkpoint, so that they're all named the same. And then I'm going to create another empty called spikes, and then I'm going to start dropping my spikes in there. Okay, so now I want to duplicate and then V. Oh, I grabbed the wrong V. There we go. Snap, duplicate, V. And you get the idea. I'm actually not going to fill out this whole level in spikes. You guys can, get crazy with it. Make whatever spikes you want. I'm just going to leave it there because you get the idea at this point. And then I'm going to create one spike here just so when we test it I can show you, and one spike there so when we test it I can show you what's going on. I'm going to save this. Save scene, save project. Oh, I want to make sure that my spikes are all inside of there, and I want to make sure all my spikes are named appropriately. V, enter. Okay, let's save everything again. Save scene, save project. And then I want to go to my build settings and add this scene to the game as well. All right, now there's one more scene that we need to create, and it's almost going to be an exact copy of our splash screen. So here's the cool thing. I'm just going to actually duplicate my splash screen. I am going to rename it just by clicking down here on the name and call it End. I'm going to open up that scene. So now if we look at it, we have our gravity game, we have our play button, and I'm actually going to add another button to it. So I have this play button. I'm going to duplicate my play button. And this button, I'm actually going to bring this out over here. This button, I'm going to change the text to quit. And let's open up our script again because we need to add some kind of quit function here. Like right here, we have this play click and it loads the scene. We actually want to create something new. Let's do quit click. quit click. And for quit click, we just want to like close the game. Application.quit, right? Okay, and we'll attach that to Unity. Once it's done building, everything's good, no errors, cool. And then on our button, and our quit button, oh, go back, and our quit button, we want to go down here, and instead of the play click, we want to set it to quit click. Okay. All right, and then we want to add this. Let's save this scene and save the project, and let's go to build settings, and we want to add that to our open scenes as well. So the game's going to open with splash. It'll go from level 1 to 2 to 3 to end. All right, at this point we are ready to build out our game, but we want to change a couple of player settings first. We want to set this up so it opens up in full screen. It gets rid of that annoying menu when you open your game, and we'll change the icon too to make it look a little interesting. So I'm going to click Player Settings. I'm going to go over here. First thing that shows up is product name, all that stuff. I'm going to change the default icon. And notice it'll pull up all of your sprites that you have in your game. I'm going to actually just choose this V, because that looks kind of cool. It's kind of a cool looking icon. I don't want my player sprite. That's weird. So I'll choose V. Let's go to Resolution and Presentation. I want to make sure my default is full screen. I want to set my native resolution as the default. I want to disable this display resolution dialog. Let's see, what else? Is that it? Let's see. I think that's it, actually. Actually, I want to allow the full screen switch, and I'll make it visible in background. We'll do that. And then everything else is good. We can do all kinds of stuff here. We can look at the icon. We can change our splash image and change the thing that opens up whenever, yeah, all that stuff. We could play around with this, but we're not going to worry about it. At this point, we're good to go. Make sure it's PC, Windows, x86, and let's build the game. We will put it in... Yeah, let's put it in Gravity Game. Yeah, we'll put it in Gravity Game. Click Save. Oh, I need to give it a name. Gravity Game. Save. And this will build. And it's not a very big game, so it should build pretty quickly. And then we'll be able to open it up and play it and make sure everything works. We can play test this thing. And if we find any issues with it, then we can, ooh, nice. Opens up full screen right off the bat. No issues. Click play. Goes right into the game. Everything looks good. I can die. Everything's good there. Oof. Let's get to the next level. Oh. There is an issue. What happened there? So check this out. I'm going to get rid of this. Oh, whatever. I'm going to show you what I did wrong. Let's go back to our second level. I was trying to do these quickly, and in my haste to complete the level, I forgot to do something critically important. My level doesn't have a box collider around it. Let's go into the level itself, and let's add that polygon collider. Physics 2D polygon collider. And then it's just a matter of, Control Z. Just a matter of clicking Edit Collider and then, forming it to the level. Oh, I clicked the wrong spot. Edit Collider. Forming it to the level's constraints. I had a feeling things were going too well. Usually when things are going too well, it means you screwed something up. Or at least for me it does. All right. So yeah, once we get anyway, you get the idea. Basically form it around the level itself so you have a box collider and everything works. Alrighty. And the other thing I forgot to do was I forgot to set the background color for the camera to black. That's why it was that weird blue color. So, just be better than me. don't be an idiot and forget things because you're trying to go quickly. But now I have my box collider set up for the level, so now it should work. Actually, let's go ahead and play test it real quick, which is another thing you should probably do before you build your game, like a dum-dum, like a dummy McDumb face. Oh, anyway, and then, change the camera color to black. But anyway, so you guys get the idea. But that's how quickly you can scale the game, make as many levels as you want. And honestly, the only reason why we just chose 3 was because 3 is enough to show you what you're doing. But you can make as many of these as you want. And honestly, I made level 1 just by taking this level 3 sprite here and just cutting it down and just kind of, opening up an image manipulation program and just like slicing it up and just cutting it around. You can draw your own levels in like Photoshop or in GIMP or in Pixlr. You can draw your own levels. As long as it has a transparent background, you'll be fine. But that's all you need to know. So go ahead and create your game, make it something cool, make it awesome. When you're done, just like normal, you're going to want to make sure you have the game data and the Gravity game exe. You're going to want to send those to me in a zipped file. Those are the only things you need in order to play the game, and you're good to go. Thanks for paying attention to this very long series, but hopefully you learned something, hopefully you got something out of it, and hopefully it gave you the confidence to try your own games. In the next game, we're going to do more on this, but we're also going to focus a lot on creating our own artwork, so I can show you how to do that and bring that into your game. And then you will be a Unity 3D 2D game master at that point. So thanks for paying attention. I appreciate it, and I will see you next time.